Hey guys, it's Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group, and in today's video, we're going to talk about no more missed phone calls with a voice over IP phone system. You know, it's the 21st century, and you would still not believe how many people that I talk to that say, oh, my current phone system, people call in and they say they get a busy signal all the time. Whenever I leave to go to conferences or when I leave, to go to court for hearings or this or that, I miss phone calls and I don't get voicemails and my voicemail box fills up and things like that. In this day and age, I'm just going to say it, you should not be missing calls. Your voicemail box should not be filling up. People should not be getting a busy signal when they contact you if the lines are overloaded or if you're in your busy season. So I'm going to discuss in this video what a voice over IP system means in the regards of never miss a call. Don't miss a call again. No more customers getting that your voicemail box is full, and no more and no more people saying that the line was busy when they called in during your busy season and things like that. So let's hop right into it. So first of all, voice over IP phone systems, all of the ones that I've at least worked with that I can name off the top, Nextiva, Vonage Business, Ring Central, are probably the three ones that I work with the most. Vonage Business being number one. You guys know that watch me a lot. There's no such thing as far that I know of as a voicemail box getting full. You wouldn't believe how many people that I have that call me that will leave me a message on my website or whatever and say, hey, I found your site. We need a new phone system. We'd like you to help us with the selection process. And I go to call them back on the number that they supplied, and I get their voice message. And then it says, I'm sorry, but the voicemail box that you've reached is full. There's no such thing as that with hosted voice over IP phone systems. The reason being is because these guys have huge servers, server farms, and they are set up and designed in a way to where even if you wanted to try to fill it up, you could not fill up their voicemail servers. I'll tell you something kind of funny about my particular phone setup here at Rich Technology Group in our office. I use the visual voicemail. I don't typically do the thing where you press the button on the phone and then it says, please enter your PIN, and I listen to my messages that way. Even though I can do it that way on my Polycom and my desk phone and my Link cordless phone, I don't do it that way. I use the voicemail to email because I'm always in email. I live and die by email. So if you go to my Polycom desk phone or to my Link cordless and you try to check voicemail the traditional way, it will literally say something like, you have 1,660 something voicemails. Does that mean I don't check my voicemail box? No, I check them on my email all day long and I respond to them promptly. What that does mean is that we now know, at least with the carrier that we use, that there's no such thing as voicemail box full. I'm probably up to 2,000 unchecked voicemails or something like that on the internal box. Every now and again, I'll go in like once a year and I'll go in and I'll actually do a delete all in the backend portal. But my point is, most voice over IP, most hosted cloud voice over IP phone systems these days, there's no such thing as voicemail box fill up. Now, I will tell you that a lot of them, they do have a thing where to keep their servers from being overloaded, they have a thing where they'll automatically delete your voicemail in, I think it's like 90 days. I'm fine with that. I look at it like, for any of you out there that are watching this video, if you're not checking your voicemail, after 90 days, you're not going to be in business very long anyways if you're not returning calls to customers or contacts that often. So anyways, no more filled up voicemail boxes with a voice over IP phone system, which means if you do go on vacation, you don't have to worry about coming back and thinking, oh God, my voicemail limit is only 20 messages. I'm losing business from the other 25 out of the 45 people that may have left me a message when I was gone. So just think about that. Call forwarding. Yes, you can do call forwarding with traditional phone systems and with old analog providers, but some people charge for that kind of stuff, and it's just clunky the way that you have to do it. Dial star this to do call forwarding, dial star that to disable it. Pretty much every cloud-based voice over IP business phone system that I know that's out on the market includes call forwarding. And it is quite literally as simple as walking up to your phone, pressing forward button on the phone, and then it asks for a number with area code. And that's it. You put the forward on, you walk out. When you come back to the office, you go back to your phone and you turn the forward off. So it's really just as simple as that. Now, you're probably wondering, what if I need to forward my calls and I'm not in the office? That's the beauty of voice over IP that traditional phone systems and old analog service doesn't allow. If you're using a traditional, if you're using a voice over IP business phone system, you have a login and username, and you have the ability to actually go into a control panel that can be reached via the internet from your cell phone or from a computer or whatnot. And you can go in and forward calls from any extension in your office on your phone network to anywhere that you like, whether it be a cell phone or a landline to a home phone. Heck, you could be laid up in the hospital because you got injured or something like that, and you've got a hospital phone that's sitting there. You could forward the calls to that if you really wanted to, if you knew what the direct dial number for that hospital phone was. The forwarding options are endless, but more important, it's much more easier to set up the forwarding. Not only easy to set it up from a technical standpoint, but you can set it up remotely from anywhere, even across borders like overseas or something like that, and forward it to a phone that's back in your home country or whatever while you're out on international business or vacation. So, Simultaneous Ring is the next one that I want to talk about in an effort to not miss calls. Simultaneous Ring is a funny one because while I think it's a great feature, I have a lot of customers that don't like it. A lot of customers that I come across, we notice they either love or hate it. Basically, what Simultaneous Ring is a function that you set up in the online portal of a voice over IP phone system, and you tell it, for this particular extension, when somebody calls this number, I want it to not only ring my desk phone, but I want it to also ring another number at the exact same time. This other number could be a cell phone. It could be a landline. I mean, it could be the phone hanging up on the wall, the analog log phone hanging up on the wall in your kitchen for all the system cares. But what is important and what is unique and cool about this feature is when somebody calls your normal business number and dials your extension, when you have Simul Ring enabled, we'll just say a cell phone for this example. The cell phone that you have set up on the Simul Ring will ring at the same time as the desk phone in your office. If you don't answer the phone, it doesn't go back to the voicemail on your cell phone. It goes back to the voicemail on your business office phone, like the, "Hi, you've reached Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group. This is my voicemail. I'm sorry I couldn't take your call. Please leave a message," yada, yada, yada. You get the point. That's the beauty of it, is Simultaneous Ring. You can have the system ring your cell phone also, just in case by the off chance you're not in the office, you're out and about, and you have access to your cell phone like most people do when they're out and about. And then if you don't answer, it doesn't go to your personal voicemail because you want to keep business and your personal separate. It goes back to your professionally recorded voicemail within your hosted voice over IP system. Follow Me is another and is the final feature that we're going to talk about in an effort to not miss calls anymore with the help of a voice over IP phone system. Basically, what Follow Me is, and pretty much all hosted phone systems have, VoIP phone systems have this these days. Basically, what Follow Me is the ability to go into the system. This is not something that you can program on the individual phone itself. You have to go into what we call the back-end portal or the online administration portal for your hosted phone system carrier or provider. And you have to basically tell the system, okay, try this extension. And if nobody answers after so many rings, try this other extension. And if nobody answers after so many rings, try this other extension. And you can go on and on and on. It's practically infinite. The entire time while this is happening, all your client or contact that has called in hears is the phone ringing. What they don't know what's happening with Follow Me is that the phone system is literally what we call hopping around the office. And it's trying different persons or extensions in the office to try to get somebody to get that person so that they don't get voicemail. Me personally, I don't use Follow Me. I'm okay with somebody going to my voicemail. I have my phone system set up to 6 rings. So I think that 6 rings is more than enough. 6 rings equates out to, I want to say, approximately 35 seconds. So 6 rings is more than enough for me to be able to get to the phone if I'm there. And I feel like it's not a too short amount of time, but it is a long enough amount of time for me to get to the phone, but also for somebody to mentally think, okay, I've waited on the line for a while. He's probably not going to answer. Should I hang up or should I wait for voicemail? So keep in mind, if you use a follow me, it's going to extend the amount of time for your rings. So just bear that in mind, because a lot of people don't like to be on the phone hearing a ring, 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 ring. They want to be able to have a break or something, and they don't want to just sit there all day. They want to leave a voicemail or call you back later. So understand that if you use follow me, while it's a very powerful feature, and we've seen a lot of clients with different hosted phone system providers use this feature, the longer you try to hop around with the follow me feature and try to find somebody to answer, the longer your client is waiting. Even though it wasn't really a feature that I was going to go on, I know I said follow me was the last feature, but I just thought of one that I wanted to throw out there in an effort to not miss calls. With all of these hosted phone system provider carriers, you can set the amount of rings. So me personally, like I said, I like 6 rings, which is about 35 seconds. We used to have it for 4 rings back in the day, but I actually raised it from 4 rings up, because 4 rings only equates out to something like 20 seconds. And for me, as time progressed, it wasn't enough time for me to get to the phone. It was enough time for me to get to the phone when I sat at my desk all day long, but then I had an office built across the way in my home office, but I still have a small office in my master bedroom as well. So sometimes I'm on different sides of the house. So for me, it turned to a thing where, well, if I left my cordless across the house on literally the other side of the house, 4 rings isn't enough. 20 seconds isn't enough for me to look at the caller ID or think to myself, who is that? And then want to go try to find my cordless laying around in the house somewhere if I needed to get somewhere a little more quiet or suitable for the call. So again, last final feature that I didn't plan on covering, but I want to throw it in there because it's of importance, is with all of these phone systems, you can literally set the amount of ring time and by seconds that you want. Some of you that may be watching may say, well, why is that important? I've worked with a lot of pizza joints and a lot of hair salon type setups where the phone ringing, they don't want to miss a call and people don't call back. How often have you called back a pizza place if they don't answer the phone? You don't. You just pick the phone up and call another pizza place. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is, if you're somebody that's watching that needs a very extended amount of time, or you don't want people going to voicemail at all. I have some customers that say, we don't do voicemail. We just want it to ring and ring and ring. They either get answered or they don't. You do have that option to set that up in a hosted voice over IP cloud system through the providers. So anyways, this is Prince Rich with Rich Technology Group. You guys know what I do over here. We represent all of the phone and all of the business phone and internet service providers, as well as all of the hosted business voice over IP service providers. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about new phone service or a new hosted voice over IP phone system, drop me a line. I represent all the carriers. My service is free. I'll do the price shopping for you and chat with you to find out which carrier I think is going to be best for your business feature need and budget. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll catch you guys again in the next video.